Welcome, guys. I just wanted to kind of point out a couple of things about our Google Classroom. First of all, I miss you guys immensely. I hope that you're all doing really well. I put a lot of informational posts up on Google Classroom between March 13th and March 27th. There's very little in there that you have to do, but there is one video clip, and I linked it here today so that you could just kind of review that. Again, we're going to kind of tie back to the material that we did prior to this, that week of March 9th through 12th. A couple of things I want to point out is that you may notice in your Google Classroom, this little section right here, upcoming. This is a great way for you to kind of determine whether or not you need to do an assignment. It should appear here in this upcoming. You can also click on this part that says classwork. If you click on the classwork, it gives you a list. If you go back to the stream, this is where I really want you to kind of be reading things. You'll notice that if there is a question, it'll show up with this little colored icon here versus the regular post. So there's some other questions down here. Sometimes they're just material, sometimes they're a question, sometimes they're an assignment. But those are the ones you have to do. They also appear in that little upcoming section, so you don't have to worry about that as well. If you want to just use this upcoming section, that should help you just as much. So today, a couple of things. I put up our learning objective right here so you can read through those. Hopefully you're watching today's introductory video. I'll try to put one of those up each time. Again, just a quick reminder here that the posts from the 13th through the 27th were essentially optional enrichment, though they did have some good information on them if you would like to go back and look through them. This particular video is the phenomena we're using for this unit, so that's the one that you should kind of take a look at. This week, make sure you do the attendance. Make sure you read through the class expectations for distance learning. When you click on this assignment, there will be an extra link, and that extra link will bring you to some information here. It'll let you know what I'm going to be trying to accomplish and what you should be trying to do in class. I would like to do some more collaborative material, so it's very important that when we do collaborate that you make sure that it is school appropriate and related to the class content. Next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to take a few minutes to kind of refresh your memory. Look through some Google Classroom posts from that week of March 9th through 12th, because that's where we're going to be picking up. On March 9th or 10th, I posted a list of vocabulary words, and we're going to be working on those vocabulary words this week. Many of those vocabulary words were used or explained in the reading The Wonder of Water. If you would like to go back and kind of reread that, that would be an excellent thing for you to do. And today's lesson is going to be about bond polarity. And if you had trouble drawing the Lewis structures, you might want to go back and look at that work as well. And I did post a link up here for Lewis structures if you need that. After you finish your kind of review from March 9th through 12th, I'm going to ask you to click on the assignment 3, which says access the CK12 bond polarity lesson. So again, you can get to that in a couple of ways. You can kind of scroll down, and there it is. I posted it right there, and you can click on it and it'll bring you to the link. You can get to it also again by using this bond polarity and click on it and get to the link as well. Once you do that, it'll bring you to this lesson here. On this lesson, you're going to learn about polar and nonpolar bonds. They're going to talk about the electronegativity scale. We did do this very briefly in class on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, but you may need to review that. As you go down, it talks about that electronegativity difference, and it shows you how to look that up, how to draw a delta plus and a delta minus, indicating a slight positive and negative charge, how to draw that dipole arrow. These symbols right here, the delta plus, delta minus, and this dipole arrow, those are the things that I'd really like you to pick up from today's lesson. There is a video clip here about polar bonds and electronegativity. a second video clip about polar and covalent bonds. Please make sure you watch both of those video clips. They're going to be important for the vocabulary assignment that we are going to be working on. A little hint about our phenomena. They're going to talk about that here in this particular activity if you'd like to do that, a little summary and a review, and then there will be practice questions. So when you do this, you'll have to make sure that you get to the practice questions as well, and then make sure you submit those practice questions. Back to our Google Classroom. You will notice the assignment 4 is this collaborative vocabulary. I will post that. There is a set of instructions right here for the vocabulary. We do not have to accomplish all of this vocabulary today. We'll be working on that all throughout the week. And then next class, I'll post up another question about surface tension phenomena. So again, today, not too much to do. The attendance, the acknowledgement for the listening, refresh your memories, get started on this bond polarity and drawing dipoles, which again is a little bit of a review. If you finish that off and you want to start looking at the collaborative vocabulary, that would be great. You can get started on that as well if you'd like, but that is going to be a multiple day assignment. And next class, we'll kind of talk about that surface tension phenomena. Again, just take your time, relax. I did notice that one of my classes started to have trouble on their iOS Apple devices with Google Classroom. Please, if you need a laptop, go to the school and see if you can pick one up. They have some specific pickup times for getting a Chromebook, but if you give them a call at the main office, they should be able to help you out as well. The school district website, DPS, as well as the high school website are extremely helpful with a lot of information. Please just send me an email if you need something urgently. I'll see if I can get to it. And again, I did open the comment section here. So if you have a question, like I'm having trouble logging on to something, go ahead and post that question. Maybe your peers can help you out. Again, remember, make sure it's content related to the question and post that's right there, and that you're school appropriate as we kind of work through this. I'm pretty excited. I've already learned a couple of interesting, cool things, and hopefully you will too. When you have great experiences with your other teachers and different activities that they do that you want to share with me and we can try out in our class, please just let me know. I'll try to put up a Google check-in form every once in a while so we have an opportunity to share those things. Thank you guys. Just relax. We're going to get through this together. It should not really be too hard. You know me. I will help you out as best I can. Thanks.